Hey everyone, it's Miss Ashley, and today I have a story for you guys called Soft Child, How the Rattlesnake Got Its Fangs. But before I read this book, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about rattlesnakes and about these super cool tails that they have. These are really neat adaptations for rattlesnakes. And so when we think of a rattlesnake sound, it kind of sounds like a maraca, like something's being shaken. But what's really interesting is that these rattlesnake tails are actually made up of a bunch of interlocking segments. So when the rattlesnake shakes its tail, these segments are actually pretty loosely put together. So the sound you hear is actually the clicking of the segments on top of each other, or the clicking of the segments against each other. And what's really cool is that every time a rattlesnake sheds its skin, it actually will get a new segment. And there's a common myth that you can tell how old a rattlesnake is based off of how many segments the tail has. That's actually not really true though, because you don't know how many times the rattlesnake sheds every year. So some rattlesnakes may shed twice a year, some may shed 4 times a year, and you don't know. And then also you can see that this rattle, the bottom here, so this is actually part of an interlocking segment. So what happened to this rattlesnake is that part of its tail broke off. So that would make it difficult to tell how old the rattlesnake is. As you can see, this is a smaller rattle, but you can see this end, it ends in more of a nub. And so this is what it would look like if it hadn't broken off. And so rattlesnakes actually don't want to use their rattle. They are ambush predators. So they try to stay as quiet as they can and sneak up on their prey. They really only use their rattle when they are trying to scare away an enemy. So they don't use it to help them get their prey. They actually don't want to use their rattles so much that when they slither on the ground, rattlesnakes will hold their tail upright so that it doesn't make a noise. They put it in like silent mode because they want to stay as quiet as possible. Rattlesnakes are one of those snakes that get a lot of attention from people because we're worried about them because they're venomous, but they're actually the one snake that doesn't want any attention at all. So they kind of have a little bit of a bad rep that way, but they are actually very gentle creatures, as we will discover in this book. This book is written by Joe Hayes and illustrated by Kay Sather, and it is actually a Native American folktale that will be retold by Joe. A long time ago, they say, the sky god made all the animals from the sands and clay of the desert. When he finished, he called all the animals together. Each animal may ask for a way to protect itself, said the sky god. I will give it to you. Mountain Lion roared, give me sharp claws and teeth. And Mountain Lion received sharp claws and teeth. Skunk muttered, make me smell terrible, they'll leave me alone. And Skunk smells terrible. Jackrabbit wanted long legs so he could run fast and escape his enemies. Coyote wanted to be clever so he could trick the other animals. Everyone knows what Porcupine wanted. But there was one animal, a very gentle little snake, who said, I'm only worried that someone might step on me as I go along my belly on the ground. Can you give me a way to let the other animals know I'm down there? Then they won't step on me. And so the sky god put a rattle on the end of the snake's tail. Now he could make noise to let the other animals know when he was around. But it didn't take the other animals long to find out that even though the snake could make a noise with his tail, he was perfectly harmless. He didn't hurt them in any way. In fact, he was so gentle, they all called him Soft Child, and they would pick on him just to make him rattle his tail. That's not very nice. Jackrabbit and Skunk were the worst. Skunk would throw Softchild into the air. Jackrabbit would wait until he came down and then kick him back up in the air again. They would laugh and laugh as Softchild rattled his tail. Once there was a big ceremonial. All the animals gathered for the day of dancing, and Jackrabbit and Skunk were especially cruel to Softchild that day. Over and over they kicked and tossed him into the air. But the sky god was looking down on the dancing. He saw what was going on. That evening he came down and talked to Softchild. "Let's go walking in the desert," he said. "I'll give you something." Poor Softchild. See what happens. They walked along until they came to a devil's claw plant. The sky god broke the two sharp curved points from the devil's claw and then told Softchild, "Open your mouth." He put those sharp points in the snake's mouth. Then he touched each point with a bolt of lightning. "Now you have two venomous fangs you can bite with," the sky god told Softchild. "Your bite will be the most deadly of all, but you must promise that you'll only use your fangs to protect yourself, and whenever you can, you'll rattle your tail to warn other animals before you bite them." Softchild gave his promise. The next day, Softchild was moving along through the desert, minding his own business, when Jackrabbit happened to see him. Jackrabbit said to Skunk, "Come on, let's tease Softchild some more." Skunk said, "No, we teased him a lot yesterday. Let's leave him alone." But Jackrabbit wouldn't be satisfied until he picked on Softchild. He ran over and kicked the snake with his hind legs. Softchild rattled his tail. Jackrabbit laughed and threw Softchild into the air. The snake landed hard on the dirt. Poor Softchild. Softchild rattled louder, but Jackrabbit just laughed louder. He threw the snake again and again, but when Jackrabbit threw him a fourth time, Softchild wouldn't take it anymore. He turned on Jackrabbit and bit him with his new fangs. All the animals were surprised to see Softchild bite. He had never done that before. And then when Jackrabbit fell to the sand and quivered all over and then lay perfectly still, they said among themselves, "Stay away from Softchild. He is deadly. He has venomous fangs he'll bite you with." Ever since that day, the other animals have been afraid of the rattlesnake. But the truth is, Softchild was given his fangs to protect himself, and whenever he can, he will rattle his tail to give a warning before he bites. The people who tell this story know that, and they tell the others who are frightened of rattlesnakes. Don't be afraid. Every creature has its place in this desert world. Just stay away from Softchild. He won't bother you if you don't bother him. And I think that is a very good lesson. Every animal has its place in the world. If you don't bother the animals, they won't bother you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day.